and welcome back to another full-time banter show. Despite the feedback, we're here for more. So, let's go again. You can follow us on @fulltimebanter7 on Twitter, and of course, like, share, subscribe, and leave us a comment in the comment section below. Riz, what have we got on tonight's show?
So tonight's show we're going to be discussing the World Cup final, France versus Croatia, and then we're going to be having a look at the player of the tournament.
Okay,
so there's going to be some debates going on there, trust me. So let's see what happens.
Yep, and if you like debates, we're going to be having a big one in the film section about Quentin Tarantino, very polarising director. Love him or hate him, where are you on the scales?
Tell us.
We're going to conclude with, of course, Fantasy League. Take a look at the transfers this past week, see how they affect our team lineups, team shapes, and of course if there's anything specific you like covered, do get in touch, let us know, and we can do a little section just entirely on that. So, without further ado, Riz.
Absolutely. Just before I kick off with the World Cup final, in between all of that, who remembers Bottle Job of the Week?
Oh yes.
We have that as well coming up, so our man Liam here has got a cracking one for you this week, guys, so give us a shout out if you agree with him or not.
So, away we go then, World Cup final. What are you saying, Riz?
World Cup final, I'm not going to brag about it, but as most of you know, France was my choice to win from the very beginning.
Nice, good shout, good shout.
So from all the groups that I was involved in, I said France.
Not England.
Close with
No.
Brazil. No, definitely not. As I said last week, none of us had expectations, so I'd be lying if I said I had England down to win, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Foolish choice,
Yeah.
if that was the case, if I was a betting man. But I'm not, so I went for France, and boy, oh boy, did they produce or not in that World Cup for me.
They did.
Yeah, what was it about France that you would have put your money on if you were a betting man? What was it about France that tickled your fancy?
Purely the unity. I think with everything that's gone in the French team, with the issues with Benzema, with the issues with other players being left out of the team, they've got household name players that he didn't even take, and then he just made a team with gelled. And when I watched the qualifiers and then just the friendlies in between, they were awesome for me. They're absolutely brilliant.
It's interesting that, because I always think that France, I did the French Revolution for my history dissertation.
Right.
So don't ask me for any facts because I can't remember any. But so I looked at about 150 years of French history during the year, and I always seem like they're 2 weeks away from having a complete collapse of harmony and unity.
Yes.
Yeah, which has happened at the World Cup before, hasn't it? With Evra, I think, was the ringleader of that, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
But I'd have to disagree. Fair enough, the final, they turned up, fantastic, it was good.
There you go.
I like that. But I said it in last week's show, Didier Deschamps, he had the handbrake on, like Jose Mourinho at United. And surprisingly, the only player who did well was Paul Pogba, but I put that down entirely to Kante, N'Golo Kante behind him. Gave him the freedom, which he doesn't have, because Jose wants to play Paul Pogba as a holding player.
Listen,
and Fellaini is the number 10.
There's two different setups. I mean, we can go down the route here and we can talk about Henderson in a similar situation and with Liverpool set up and the way they put players in. But Deschamps got the setup right. Okay, fair enough. We give credit to Kante where it's due. But I'm going to let you know, 55th minute of the World Cup final, what happens to Kante?
Yeah, he had a
What
shocker.
happens to Kante? What happens to Kante? He
know.
comes off,
Yeah.
he gets substituted. 5 minutes after, Paul Pogba bangs in a goal. 5 minutes after that, plays the best pass of the tournament to Mbappe, brings him into the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not just always about, I think he's matured. With the French team, there's something about it. When you put your national jersey on,
He wants to play for France, doesn't he?
But I don't think Mourinho's using him in the right way.
What's going on there with United and Paul Pogba?
I don't know. Like you said, with the holding midfielder, he seems to prefer him back there. Was at Juventus, he was part of a three midfield, wasn't he?
And he had Pirlo's guidance, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, Pirlo, one of the best centre mids of all time. Yeah. A man who I do quite like his style, you might notice. But yeah, I think he had licence to roam. If he went forward, there was another two players there, one of them being Pirlo, that could sit back and hold. Whereas at United, they tend to play the two holding midfields, don't they? And he does seem to have the handbrake on.
He is restrained. Yeah, we agree with you on that front. But I think, to be honest with yourself, Pogba is going to shine. Like I said before, he's only 25. Yeah, listen, this kind of player you can't just write off. You know, he's
Nobody's rating him up.
I'm just making it out there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying
the point I'm trying to make, maybe rather facetiously, is How do you guys feel as United fans then when he comes back?
Brilliant.
Really?
Brilliant. I'll tell you why, and I'll be honest with you, and I think Liam probably agree with me. He's won the World Cup, mate.
Yeah.
He's just won the World Cup, yeah? If that isn't going to give you the confidence, and if that isn't going to make you stand up and be a leader even more in the dressing room, then I don't know what is. So I think it's his time to shine, and hopefully we'll see that now with United, and hopefully Mourinho plays
United fans, what do you think? Get in touch, because I'm not convinced, because you bought the best player in the world from Juventus, yeah, for a record figure. And he comes to United and he's got the shackles on. He goes away to France and you see Paul Pogba again. So what's going on? What's going to happen when Paul Pogba gets back to United?
What's going to happen when Paul Pogba comes back. I'm going to put it out there. He's going to be the player of the season.
Is he really?
So watch this space. Watch this space.
That's on video, it's on tape. So
it is on tape. He's going to be better than the Liverpool players for a fact.
Okay, yeah. Whatever, we'll see. Yeah,
Rafa moment there for a fact.
Okay.
Anyway, just bringing that back in a little bit, with the final. So just saying, with France, I thought they were brilliant, and obviously, like you said, you were a bit sceptical about them. But I think the game against Argentina, they were showing, got more to themselves. Yeah,
I think that might have been the only game where they really went for that in the final.
Yeah. But the maturity they showed in the final, to play against a very solid Croatian team who didn't back down, who put them under pressure for periods of time. That spells looked good. And then when they were attacking Croatia, they had France worried, and we're seeing that as soon as Croatia got to 2-1, there was that moment where it was just like, what's going to happen now? Are they back in it? Then it was 3-1 with that goal, and then with the Lloris mistake, and you're thinking, hang on, are they going to get back here? But credit to Croatia as well. I thought they did brilliantly, but deserved winners, in my opinion, were France, and like I said, without bragging, they were my shout for the tournament. So well done to France.
Yeah, definitely. And I think on the Pogba versus Kante thing, Kante. I mean, when you play with Kante, it's an old gag, but you are playing with two extra men. Aren't you? It's like you're having two people. That's
what everyone says about him.
Yeah, he's got lungs like a tree.
He has, and
he's humble as anything.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened in the World Cup when he was getting the trophy round? That was brilliant.
He didn't want to ask for it.
He didn't want to ask for it.
Yeah, because he said he was too shy.
He was too shy, and then
Nzonzi, was it Nzonzi?
Stephen Nzonzi, he went around and said, "Listen, guys, give Kante the trophy
because he's too shy to ask for it."
He's too shy and very humble and modest.
So
that's good character. You don't see that very often in footballers.
No, and I tell you, one of the beautiful things, just before we slightly move on, is Kante started 5 years ago in Division 3.
Lille, was it Lille?
In the French league. No, I think some other one. Before Division 3 he started. And in that time he's won 2 Premier Leagues.
2 Premier Leagues on the bounce as well.
And he's won the World Cup, so the guy is bringing something to his team, so absolutely compliment to the rest of his teammates as well.
Like you said, selfless as well, letting other people go, letting Pogba go and go forward and spray passes around. Kante is quite happy to just sit there and do the dirty work.
Definitely. So do you agree, France worthy winners then?
Yes, based on the performance of the rest of the teams, no doubt. Yeah. Like I said in the last show, I think it should have been between France and Belgium in the final. Croatia gave a go of it, but apart from that first early game, never really convincing. Never convinced again after that. Modric and they came to the fore in the final. Modric, Perisic.
I thought Modric was a leader. I thought
Rebic,
really well. Yeah. And talking of that, people who've come to the forefront of the World Cup and who've actually stood out. Perfect time to get into the World Cup tournament player of that particular prestigious trophy that they have to lift at the end of it. So I'm sure you guys have got ideas. Who would you say your player is and why?
Player of the tournament for me has to be Antoine Griezmann.
Okay.
He's just silky smooth. He's a wise guy as a player. I mean, he's not dirty and tricky in the way Suarez is, or a number of other players we could mention.
Or the whole Colombian team.
Yes, filthy, absolutely filthy. But no, he's got a bit of that French guile about him.
Elegance.
Yes, he wasn't always on the end of goals, but he was involved in the play. He was in the build-up, and I think he was instrumental. He was the pivot. I think he was a pivot for that team. Yeah. So whereas Kante was providing the security for the freedom up front, he I think was central to every move they made. Okay. And Mbappe obviously got the highlights. First teenager since Pelé to score in the final, and he's just a beast, isn't he?
Absolutely fantastic. And if he's worth 165
got
million
the
now,
skill. Exactly. Yeah. Wow.
3 years time, what's he gonna?
So for me, Antoine Griezmann.
Okay, worthy contender there. Worthy contender.
What is yours?
I'm going to go for Kylian Mbappe. I could have gone for Modric, but Mbappe I just think fantastic. 19-year-old, major tournament. Since Pele, like you said, scored in a World Cup final. Just what he brings, panache, that desire to be, you know what I mean, that desire to be at the forefront. He's a teenager, plays without fear. And, you know, they give him that nickname from the Ninja Turtles, you know, because of his looks and the way he is.
Okay,
so if not, have a look up, see that it is there. Trust me. And I just think the way he goes about his work rate, the pace, the power, the desire to get into the box, to create things, the trickery, the smartness, and you think he's 19 years old, World Cup final.
Yeah.
So for me, that is the choice of the World Cup, but I could go with either one of your choices as well. So I'm going to stick with Kylian Mbappe.
Fair enough.
Brilliant.
You might not say that about my next, my controversial one.
Let's see your controversial pick then very quickly.
Before you do, hold it in just a little bit longer. I was going to say, you guys get involved, get on Twitter, hashtag best player. Let us know who was your player of the tournament. Maybe you've got something completely different in mind.
Yeah, maybe
or is it obvious? Do you agree with one of us three? Yeah, it'd be a rarity so far. But do get in touch. At full-time banter 7, no spaces, no underscore, at full-time banter 7 on Twitter or in the comment section below. Right, go ahead.
Let's go, Liam. Let's go. Yeah. I can't wait for this. What is it?
My controversial choice, another French player, which I think...
No way.
I know, which I think says a lot about, we were talking about the teams before. Olivier Giroud.
What?
Olivier.
Did he just say Giroud?
Olivier Giroud, okay, let's give him a chance.
Giroud. I'm not expecting to get anything out of this. I'm not expecting to get anything.
Hold on, we're doing player of the tournament.
Player of the tournament.
Yeah, player of the World Cup. Right. So, first game for France was Australia.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? They won 2-1. And that, I think they were playing in reverse for some parts of that game and making 3-point turns. I think it was a dreadful performance. And who didn't play? Giroud.
But no, listen.
Who comes in the next game?
No.
Hold fire. Who comes in the next game? Have a bit of a change around. Giroud. Griezmann always plays better when there's somebody else up front with him that can knock balls down to him.
Big guy, little guy.
Yeah,
we're
big
talking,
guy, little guy.
Big Sam Allardyce philosophy.
Big cook, little cook. Well,
okay.
So he's knocking balls down for Mbappe, Matuidi and Griezmann.
I can understand that.
Selfless.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, and I think you're giving the tournament of the player of the tournament award to basically Olivier Giroud, the dude who did not have a single shot on target in the World Cup.
But the rest of his game.
Reminds me of somebody at Manchester United.
He scored more goals.
Has he?
You're talking about
Lukaku.
Lukaku.
You have that because it actually backs up my argument that France did a United. They hit it up to the big guy and everyone ran off him.
What were you watching? They hit it up to the big guy.
To the big guy, he's just said?
No, he's done it there because he's trying to hold the ball up from set pieces. He's given another option. He hasn't deliberately played long balls. I don't know what World Cup you've been watching, you know, to watch the World Cup.
Another one I watched, I'm backing up his argument.
Backing his point, he can't be player of the tournament purely because he's not done enough. He's probably worked hard for the team, but they've not played direct, Tarek. I don't know what parts of France you're watching. Because this is a long game that you have in mind.
The comparison's not a bit freaky.
Look at that freaky. That word's come back in it.
Favourite word. Okay, a bit strange, a bit too convenient.
No. The
way the whole system is played.
He's got a system to play, and you know what? It served him well. He's won the World Cup, so credit to France. Well done. And it wasn't long ball football, so don't go there. Let's not go there.
That's because he actually had a lot better players, and maybe he wasn't as tight on the leash as Jose is. Jose's just got too much of an ego.
That's Jose, but we're not talking about Jose at this moment. We'll talk about that another time.
I can't help but see those similarities.
What we're going to do, we'll see what Klopp does with this big boy signing.
You've seen it.
Before we get on with this debate, going like...
Yeah.
Let's get back into it, Liam.
Look what I've caused.
You've caused mayhem. So what I'm going to do, just very quickly, finally, who's the player of the tournament? Then we've got 3 different choices there, possibly a 4th. But
we're going to let the viewers decide.
All right.
Yeah, we can't decide. We haven't got the time. Some people struggle to sit still for an hour out there. So we're going to leave it to you guys.
It's worth it. Leave it there.
Who is the best player of the tournament? Leave it in the comment section. Get in touch at Fulltime Banter 7 on the Twitter handle. Let us know who's your player of the tournament. Quickly moving on, what have we got?
Yes.
Bottle job of the week.
Bottle job, yes. Bottle job of the week, and this is one of my favourite times of the week, just discussing it in the show. So we're going to give it over to Liam, because I think he's picked out a corker this week. So let's go for it.
My choice for bottle job of the week is the referee in the World Cup final. It was called Nesta Pinata.
Nesta Pitiana.
I thought it should be called. I thought it should be called Pinata because I wanted to give him a beating after that game.
With some sticks.
I wanted to give him a beating.
We don't condone that kind of behaviour.
No, obviously not. But I thought the decision on the VAR, for the handball.
What is VAR? Just for people who might not know.
No, listen. If you don't know what VAR is, turnover. Yeah. Go home. Whatever. Yeah. We know what VAR is.
Hashtag Specsavers.
You don't know what VAR is. You're watching the wrong show. Yeah.
No.
Carry on.
No. So so the ball got played in. I think it got headed back, and Perisic jumped up to clear it, and the ball skimmed off the French attacker's head into his own hand. Initially not given as a penalty, then went to the VAR. So the referee goes, all right, I had a couple of pot pies. I'll have a trundle over.
He
passed his sitting a bit heavy, so he trundles over to the VAR at the side, has a look, and he's sat there, and the fans in the arena don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he hasn't given the signal. It's not done there.
Nope. So
Give us a clue.
Looking at the screen, watching the reviews, and they're getting nowhere. And I don't know about you, just as a side point, but when you watch an incident 20 times in slow motion, it makes it worse and worse and worse every time you watch it. Whether it's tackles or handballs, the more you watch it in slow motion, the less, if you see it in real time, the more it looks intentional. So he keeps watching it, and then he says, right, I've made my decision, going to keep it as it is. Walks away 3 steps, pauses, then walks back, has a look at it again, sees it from a different camera angle that we've not seen before, that makes it look clear as day, and goes, actually, yes, it is a penalty. And I'm sorry, but I didn't think it was at all. The way I looked at it was, if it was England in the final and that had happened to us, I would be screaming the house down for a penalty. But looking at it as a neutral, I thought it wasn't, and I just think he got it completely
horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. And to be honest with you, he did bottle it.
He is, unfortunately. Bottle job of the week.
Bottle job of the week, yes.
Yeah.
Bottle job of the week. Definitely.